Hi, this is Katie Shell. I'm an intuitive healer and spiritual counselor, and I work with several modalities, including astrology, aromatherapy, embodied movement. I do energy work, Reiki, all these modalities to help you become stronger in being more confident in being yourself. Everything is about greater self awareness so we can live more fully, more thoroughly without being pulled in a million different directions by a million different things. Right now, one of the reasons I'm making this video is because my Neptune is being activated. And Neptune is about boundaries, or really lack of boundaries, complete lack of boundaries at all. And people with your Neptune gets activated this time of year for a lot of people, and then kind of you can look at where Neptune falls in your chart. You can um, book an appointment with me. There's all sorts of places. Most people who are watching this are either going to have Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, maybe a few in Aquarius, but mostly in those signs. So this time of year, like Scorpio season, Sagittarius season, Capricorn season, Neptune gets activated for many people, which is a really kind of difficult time for a lot of us for those things, because we are in situations where our boundaries are often being pushed, and it becomes so important to find ways to ground, to find ways to be more self-aware. Now, the beauty of these activations is we can expand who we are, what we understand. Our connection with the cosmos becomes much greater, but because of that, we can get kind of floating in this euphoria, um of where everything is equal, everything not even equal, where things don't matter as much, and experiences everything, which is true, but we still have to live in the three-dimensional world, and we can get affected by things when we are not. And then, we have emotional reactions or physical reactions or things that happen to us because we don't have any boundaries, because we're busy being off in la la land, which I like being in there. I'm any of my students, my clients, they know that I get into this place a lot of times, and that's part of the reason I do the work I do, is because I do need these touchstones in the physical world in order to keep from being out there. I am a Virgo sun, but I also have a Pisces moon, and it is being activated right now. In addition to the Neptune, both are being like major transits. Well, major transit on my moon with Saturn, and then Neptune isn't a big one. It's just Mercury hitting it right now. So that doesn't last very long. But then it's going to be Sun and Venus after that, just because of the time of year we're in. So bringing this back to understanding what boundaries are and how we work with boundaries is an understanding that a boundary is not a wall. A boundary is about what we are willing to give, what we are willing to receive, and we can change that every day. We can change that with from a place of self-awareness. What we don't want to do is be pulled into other people's agendas and other people's needs, because for whatever reason, there's a million reasons that people want to do things for other people. There's a lot. All you Pluto Libra people are people pleasers and want to make other people happy. All of you Pluto Virgo people want to fix things and take care of people. Pluto Scorpio people, you've got your own stuff going on. So and I know there's a lot of you in that kind of age bracket that I've been working with lately, and your it's really important because you feel everything so intensely, and you're as a agent of change and transformation. The people with real strong Scorpio stuff, especially that Scorpio Pluto generation, are going to need to create these boundaries about what you're willing to give and what you're willing to receive, because people will project things onto you because you're transforming them. So the things that they're kind of off gassing, the things that are they're releasing around you, you end up taking on. They end up putting on you. It's different with different kinds of placements. What again? Why you don't have where your boundaries are missing? Um, Fortification. So that's one of the words I've been using lately with this is fortifying my boundaries with certain people, and they get pushed down almost immediately, but then I build them up again. And it's an exercise that has brought me into greater awareness of what I really want and what's really important to me. So, as those things happen, as we feel pushed or pulled into areas that don't feel like us, um, create those entry points that you want people to come through, that you want people to that you want to be able to give through, and then start fortifying those rather than again cutting people off or putting out walls. Because what happens when you put up a wall is you trap the stuff in. It's not only trapping people out, it's trapping things things in. It's trapping the ick and the dirt and the muck and it becomes stagnant within you, and then eventually those walls break because the buildup of stuff that is within. Conversely, anything that we need, whatever we receive, whatever we're looking to receive, whatever our won't come if we have walls. So it's about boundaries. Boundaries are essential to understanding and being safe and being whole. One of the things I like to do with this is consciously asking for what I want. And it can be in again with this Neptunian stuff and the Piscean stuff. You can do it in the cosmic space. You can do it in the ethers. You don't necessarily need to speak it, but you need to put that energy out there. You need to every morning, every day, every evening, put the energy of what you want to give and what you want to receive, and check in and see if there are leaks and if there are holes of where your energy is seeping out, and visualize those places being filled with golden light, gold light or white light to protect you from things that aren't yours. And remember that you can release everything. That what is yours will come back if it belongs to you, and what is not won't. So sometimes it just the boundary becomes simply as I am open to receive what is mine. I am willing to release what is no longer serving. I am willing to accept love and compassion. I am no longer willing to give more of myself than I need to. I'm no longer willing to change who I am in order to receive the attention or support that I am needing. I am willing to receive support. I'm willing to give support. But I'm not willing to change who I am. And so the questions then become, who am I? What do I really need in these situations? And so making sure that you are making ample time to connect with spirit, to connect with yourself, to meditate, to write, to whatever it is you do, um, to find those spaces, to find those entry points for yourself, um, and give yourself permission to play with them and to change them. So just because you were able to at one point provide something or do something, maybe that boundary has changed, and that's okay. You can change it. Give yourself permission to change your needs, your desires, your what you're willing to give and what you're willing to receive, and not compromising on that. Experimenting, but then not compromising on what is true for you. Um, yeah, so there's a few oils you can work with. Again, I was talking about this as kind of a Neptunian Pisces thing, but we all have boundary issues. Um, but this is a particular version of the boundary issues because we get so expanded we forget who we are. And we have to come back to center, and we have to come back to our own awareness of self in order to then create those boundaries, in a healthy way, to keep our sanity and to keep us grounded and keep us present and keep us from losing ourselves in, again, other people's needs and agendas. And doesn't mean that they're doing it maliciously or manipulating us. And that can be one of the kind of the scapegoats or side effects of these experiences, is that we do end up blaming or shaming other people for doing whatever they are, because we're feeling manipulated by them, when it's really we need to be clear with our boundaries. We need to be clear with our own self, and they are going to be whoever they are, and we can't change that. You just have to know who you are. You have to know what you're willing to do and what you're willing to give, and sometimes it's nothing, and that's okay. Like, don't feel guilty about that. Don't blame the other person for not being able to give you what you need, but don't feel guilty about not giving that, not no longer being willing to put yourself in a position where you are losing yourself, because we can only meet other people from a sense of wholeness, a sense of self, and we have to, again, consciously come back into awareness of who we are. So, a couple of things to help with that are flowering top plants, particularly lavender and rosemary, help us center ourselves, help us remember who we are, help us with the wholeness. Grapefruit, any sort of citrus, helps protect us, but it helps us with vibrancy too. So we can use things, because it's important to have both of those things. Because a lot of times when we build more artificial walls, or we put up boundary, when we put up putting up these walls, putting up this armor, that we find ourselves losing our vitality. So the citrus family infuses us with joy, infuses us with vitality. So we want to share, but it protects us at the same time. So excellent, whatever citruses you love. I personally like grapefruit a lot, just because it's the biggest. To me, it's joy in a bottle. A lot of people like the oranges. Inner child stuff, it's good to work with mandarin and tangerine. Lime is good for focus, but all sorts of different things. The other couple oils I wanted to mention are patchouli, because it's good with kind of breaking down that artificial armor. But you want to make sure that you are in that place of self-awareness, so that when that comes down, that you can give and receive as you choose. Anything that's going to feel grounding, any tree, pines, spruces are going to help you feel grounded. I find cypresses really good, because the cypresses move with the wind, so they help us stay grounded, stay stable, stay secure. Cedar woods are really good, because they help us with kind of paranoia and other and again, feeling really strong and secure, safe and secure in ourself. So I hope this helps. I If you've got questions, obviously my oils are available on my website, katieshell.com. You can do readings, so we can get into the specific areas that you might be dealing with. Otherwise, follow, do the whole thing, and hope this helps. Have a great day.